Hello students, welcome all of you. Today we will start our social science new chapter lesson 5 Greenland, the land of ice and snow. Here student you can see the map of Greenland in white color here on your screen. This is the map of the Greenland. Student, in chapter 3 you read about the frigid zone. As you know, it is very cold in this type of the climate found in the frigid zone, and this type of climate is also called the polar climate. Okay, because the poles of the earth is frigid, they are very cold, they are ice. Okay, that's why it is called polar climate. Okay, so both the North Pole and the South Pole have polar climate. The North Pole lies in the Arctic Circle and most of the Greenland lies in the Arctic Circle. Thus, Greenland has a polar type of climate. Okay, which type of climate Greenland have? So, Greenland has a polar type of climate. Okay, so most of the Greenland lies in the frigid zone of the northern hemisphere. Okay, so in which hemisphere Greenland lies? So student, Greenland lies in the northern hemisphere. Students, if you will look at the map of the world, then you will see that here in this picture, this is the North America. So student, in the North America, you can see where is the Greenland also in this map. So, where is Greenland? Greenland is to the northeast of North America. Okay, Greenland is to the northeast of the North America. Here, this is the North America and this is the Greenland, and so you can say that Greenland is to the northeast of North America. Student, look at this map again. Here you will see that Baffin Bay and David Strait separate it from the northern Iceland of Canada. So find the Baffin Bay and David Strait in this map. I will show you. This is the Baffin Bay and this is the Davis Strait, and here is Canada. So Baffin Bay and Davis Strait separate it from the Canada. Okay, so Baffin Bay and Davis Strait separate Greenland from Canada. Okay, and the nearest European country to Greenland is Iceland. Here you can see this is the Iceland. Okay, so the nearest European country to Greenland is Iceland. Okay, so which country is the nearest country to Greenland? That is Iceland. Is it clear to all of you? So student, Baffin Bay and Davis Strait separate Canada from Greenland, and nearest European country is Iceland, and as you know that Greenland is to the northeast of the Northern America. Okay, so I have shown you this by the map of the world also, right? So Greenland is to the northeast of Northern America. There's one more important fact about Greenland. You have to remember this fact also, student. You know that what is equator? Okay, so equator is the circumference of the earth. Okay, equator is the circumference of the earth. You know that what is equator? If you will consider that this is our earth, so here is 0 degree equator. Okay, so student, the length of 0 degree equator is 39330, means 39,330 is the length of the equator of our earth. It is the circumference of our earth, right? So student, you will be very surprised to know that the coastal line of Greenland is also 39,330 kilometer long. It is nearly equal to the circumference of the earth of the equator. What is coastal line, student? Here you can see these are the boundaries of the Greenland. Okay, and by these boundaries the Greenland is touching the ocean. Okay, so these lines, that is the boundaries of the Greenland, is known as the coastal line. Okay student, this is the coastal line. So what fact you learned today? The fact is that the coastal line of Greenland is 39,330 km long, and it is nearly equal to the circumference of the earth of the equator. Student, remember this point also. Here it is written, this is the star fact. The coastal line of Greenland is 39,330 km long, and it is nearly equal to the circumference of the earth at the equator. And the name Greenland was given by Erik the Red, a Norse explorer. Okay, so the Erik the Red gives it the name Greenland. Okay, that's why this Iceland is named as the Greenland. Okay, is it clear to all of you? So you have to remember this also. Student, Greenland is a part of Denmark and is the largest island in the world. Okay, Greenland is a part of Denmark. Denmark is a powerful country, and Greenland is a part of Denmark and is the largest island in the world. Okay, so you have to remember this. Greenland is the largest island in the world, and its capital is Nuuk. Gorthap. Nuuk is its capital. Okay, Nuuk is the capital of the Greenland. Okay, student. About 80% of the area is covered with ice and snow, and the southwestern coast where most of people live is the warmest part of the Greenland. Okay, so most of the people of the Greenland lives in the southwestern coast. Okay, because it is the warmest part of Greenland. Okay, and sometimes large chunks of sheets of ice get separated and fall down into the sea, and the floating mass of ice in the sea is called iceberg. Icebergs are very dangerous for the ship. The International Ice Patrol keeps a watch on iceberg. Okay, so how these icebergs are dangerous for the ship? Okay, and what are iceberg? This is the question. Must you will be thinking about it. Here, student, you can see the picture of the iceberg. Okay, so Ice Patrol keeps a watch on iceberg. And why these icebergs are dangerous? Icebergs are much bigger than they look, because about 9/10 of iceberg is hidden under the water. Okay, means its big part is hidden under the water. Here you can see here also only a small part is visible. Okay, and its largest part is under the water. Okay, so these icebergs are very dangerous for the ship, because if a large ship is coming from any area, then a person or the um, the people on the ship will think that they will not touch the iceberg. Okay, and if they will just think that if they will touch it, it will not harmful to them and it will not destroy their ship. But when the ship came near to the iceberg, the large part of the iceberg which is hidden destroy the ship, and the whole ship sink into the water. Okay, that's why the icebergs are very dangerous for the ship. Okay, you know that the Titan about the Titanic. The Titanic was also destroyed by this iceberg. Okay, so the iceberg are much bigger than they look, because about 9/10 of an iceberg is hidden under the water. Okay, so that's why icebergs are very dangerous for the ships, and the International Ice Patrol keeps a watch on iceberg. Okay, so that they can give the location of these iceberg to the ship, and they can save themselves by the accident of these iceberg. Okay, So student, maybe by the name you will think that Greenland may be a green place, but is there really a Greenland? No. Real Greenland is this. Okay, it is covered with snow and ice. Okay, Greenland is totally white because of the ice, because it is near the poles and it is in the northern hemisphere of the earth. Okay, so student, now you know that capital of the Greenland is Nuuk. Okay, and which language is spoken here? The Greenlandic. Greenlandic is its language. Okay, so and population is 56.615 per square kilometer. Okay, so here are some important points you know that about the geography of climate. Biggest island in the world, Greenland is the biggest island in the world. Is it is not a continent. Okay, it is not the other continent like Asia, Africa. Okay, you know that about Asia and Africa. Okay, but Greenland is just an Iceland. Okay, so it is in a category of Iceland. Okay, we will not put it in a category of continent. It is a Iceland, and 80% part of it is water. Average temperature here is -7 degrees. That is very cold. Okay, so here you can see the picture of the Greenland also. So while the winter season, ice field expand North America to Russia. Okay, so in the winter season, it's part of ice means the Greenland also expand toward the North America to Russia, means it's become more cold in the winter season. Okay, so student, there's another star fact about the Greenland, that because of these iceberg lots of tragedies happen there and lots of accident also occur. So in 1912, Titanic, an ocean liner, sank after hitting an iceberg. Okay, and it has 1500 passengers. A famous movie has been made on this accident. Okay, and you know the name of the movie is Titanic. Okay, so and now you can understand that how these icebergs are very dangerous for the ships. Now we will read that how its climate. The climate of Greenland is called polar climate, and it is very cold throughout the year. There is a little rainfall and the temperature is always below 0 degrees Celsius during winter. Okay, and one may not see the sun for several months. There is heavy snowfall and chilly polar winds blowing at the speed of 160 km per hour. Okay, that's why sun is not visible for several months. Okay, so that's why the sun is the speed of the wind that blowing is 160 km per hour lash most areas. In summer it is bright and sunny and the sun shine brightly all the 24 hour in most part. Okay, means here sun shines brightly in the all the part 24 hours of the most part, but the temperature is still below 0 degree Celsius. Okay students, and there are a month of darkness in the winter and months of daylight in the summer. In this region close to the poles the sun doesn't set but shine even at midnight during the summer. This strange occurrence is called the midnight sun. So, why days and nights are very long on the polar region and on these region on Greenland? Why days and nights are long? Okay, so student, you know that our Earth is not perfectly balanced. It is little tilt on its axis. Okay, so that's why areas gets more sunlight and some are in complete darkness. Okay, so as change its rotation, then these areas face the lights of the sun. Like here in this picture you can see here these areas in the light and this. Okay, so in the summer we are tilted towards the sun. Okay, and our days are longer and we receive more direct sunlight which make it hot because it is tilt cause more of the sun rays to hit the earth. And the longest day is called the summer solstice, occurring in Australia on December 21st to 22nd. Okay, and the diagrams also show the opposite celestial in the northern hemisphere. So this happened in this area also, in the Greenland. Here in the winter season, in the summer season, if you will notice that the Greenland is totally facing toward the sun. That's why this area receives more sunlight, and in summer it is brighter and sunny. The sun shines brightly all the 24 hours in the most part. Okay, but the temperature is still below 0 degrees Celsius because of the ice here. Okay, so the tilt changes how much sunlight each part of the earth receives. It is the tilt which makes our day longer and shorter, and it is what caused the season also. Okay. In this figure, you will see that the earth is revolving around the sun. You can see revolving around the sun, and as it's revolving, some part is receiving more sunlight and some part is receiving less from the month to month. Same things happen in the poles. In the southern hemisphere, during summer, the south pole is in constant daylight and the north pole is in constant darkness. And the opposite occurs in the northern hemisphere between summer and winter, neither. So, between summer and winter, neither hemisphere is still toward the sun, and this happened during autumn and spring, as you can see in this figure also. Okay. So I hope now you will understand that why there are months of darkness in the winter and months of daylight in the summer, because of the tilt of the earth. Okay, in the region close to the poles the sun doesn't set but shines even at midnight during the summer, and this occurrence is called the midnight sun. Okay, so what is called the midnight sun? So if so midnight sun in the region, in this region, in the poles, so the region which is close to the poles, the sun doesn't set but shines even at midnight during the summer, and this change occurrence is called the midnight sun. Okay, students, now we will read about the vegetation. Okay, so student, due to the extreme cold, plants growth is not possible. Only plants that are found are moss, lynches, grasses and bushes. There are no forest. Okay, so because of this extreme temperature, the vegetation is not found here. Only plants, small plants like that are mosses, lynches and grasses, bushes, these are found here. And animal life, only those animals that can adapt themselves into the extreme cold life here, like reindeer, polar bear, muskox, arctic fox, seal and huskies are found here. Okay, so you can see the picture of these animals also here, students. Several variety of fish and seabirds are also found here. Huskies are used for hunting and pulling sledges. You can see these are the dogs, a kind of dogs variety. Huskies are wolf-like dogs and they are used for hunting and for pulling sledges. A sledge is called an ice boat and it has no wheels. Reindeer and seals are the most useful animals here. Okay, and how is the life of people in the Greenland? Okay, so Eskimos and Inuits were the original inhabitant of Greenland. They are short and this and stout. They have yellowish skin, high cheekbones, and narrow eyes. They led a very hard life. They are mainly hunters. Okay, so they hunt seal, walruses, whales, and polar bears in the past. They used bows and harpoons to hunt. A harpoon is a long spear with a rope attached to it, and they make a round hole on top of a frozen river of the edge of the sea, and they then wait for the fish, seal, etc. to come up to breathe, and then they pierce the animal with the harpoon. Nowadays nowadays rifles are used for hunting. Boats called kayaks are used for hunting sea animal. These boats are made of seal skins. For hunting whales, a large boat called umiak is used. Okay, the fat of the blubber of seals and whales is used for fuel. It is burned to give heat and light. Fishing has become a major industry, and most of the fishes caught are exported after processing. The seal and reindeers are very useful, and they provide meat to eat, and their skins are used for making clothes, boats, and tent. So seals are very useful for them because they are using their skin for the tent, for clothes, and they are using their meat to eat, and they are using their fat for as a fuel also. Okay, their fat is like some oil, and they burn it and they use it as a fuel also. Okay, so Eskimo using a harpoon for hunting. Here you can see there's a harpoon on his hand, and this is the Eskimo. Okay, so there's another star fact. The word Eskimo means eater of raw flesh. So the people of Greenland speak Greenlandic. What is the language of the peoples? Their language is known as the Greenlandic. Okay, and the meaning of the Eskimo means raw eater. Okay, so Eskimo means raw eater, and the people of Greenland speak Greenlandic. This is their language. Okay, students. Now we will talk about their clothes. The people wear clothes made from seals, walrus, and reindeer skins. Okay, and waterproof shoes are made of seal skin, sewn with reindeer thread. Jackets with hoods lined with fur are worn by men, women, and children. Such a jacket is called parka. Okay, so the dress of women and children are known as parka, and men wears hoodies. Okay, and jackets with hood lines with fur are worn by men. Houses, their houses. Eskimos call their houses igloos. Igloos can be made of ice, wood, stone, or animal skin. In winter, they use thick blocks of ice to make igloo, and they can build their houses in 2 or 3 hours. Okay, so students, their houses is made from the uh, huge and thick blocks of ice. Okay, not like cement and other things. They made their house by ice, and in summers they live in skin tented called tow pigs. Okay, in winter they make their house by the ice, and their house can be built in only 2 to 3 hours, and in winter they live in uh, a skin tent called tow pigs. Okay, they live in skin tone that is called tow pigs. Okay, and in winter they live in igloo. Okay, they in winter they live in igloo. Okay, students. Modern times in Greenland. The life of Eskimos has undergone many changes in recent time. Eskimos today use motorized sledges called skidoos for transport. Here you can see in the picture also. They use motorboats for fishing. Nowadays, there are good roads and a fine network of communication. Schools, colleges, and hospitals have been opened, and some towns have air link with Denmark and Northern America. This has brought them closer to the rest of the world. Now, what is iceberg, student? A huge mass of ice floating in the sea. What is parka? Jacket with a hood to cover the head. Topic, a tent made of animal skin. Humek, boat that can carry many people. And blubber, fat of animal like whale, seal, etc. And harpoon, a spear with a long rope attached to it.